you don't have to pray about whether or not to do something that God has already told you to do, right? I mean, you really don't have to discern and to pray about whether or not to share your faith. You don't have to discern and to pray about whether or not to serve and love your neighbor. You don't have to discern and pray about whether or not to be generous. You don't have to pray about those things. You just go and do that because the mission gives you permission. The opposite is also true. You don't have to pray about stuff that God has told you not to do. Right? It's like, I've heard people say, well, teenagers, especially when I was younger, you say, I'll pray about that, I'll pray about it. You really don't need to pray about whether or not to stop doing drugs, mess around with your girlfriend. You don't have to pray about those things. You just need to stop doing them. And so whether it's doing or stop doing, the mission that God has already given us has given the permission to go and act.